Winner. Gambler. Allegedly a billion-dollar gambler. Insider trading scandal. 6 majors on the shelf. The oldest major champion in history. A man with more than 2 faces. Saint and shark, salesman and savant, depending on where you're standing. He turned Sundays into theatre and the sports economy into an argument. He called the Saudis scary mother and then called it leverage. Sponsors bolted. The checks got larger. Golf rearmed. Lines were drawn, not just on fairways, but on bank statements. This is the Phil Mickelson story. The people's champion to some, a pantomime villain to others. Frequently, both in the space of 9 holes. If you came for a tidy fable, you've chosen the wrong film. Come for the genius. Stay for the wagers. The walkbacks, the walk through a sea of fans at 50, watch a sport change in real time and a man insist on changing with it, however much it costs him. He's right-handed in life, left-handed where it counts. Across from his father, a naval aviator turned airline pilot, young Phil mirrors the swing and discovers an angle the rest of us never see. Not myth, geometry. Home is a laboratory, a hand-raked bunker, and permission to experiment. If the result is daft, try again. If it's brilliant, try it twice. By 10, he beats Dad. The Backyard Lab publishes its first paper and promptly raises its funding. More range balls, please. The constant is touch. From tight lies and scruffy rough, he learns that soft hands can turn bad news into a punchline. The circles widen, local to regional to national, and the rope line learns the routine. Thumbs up, quick signature, cheers for coming. The persona isn't a brand strategy, it's muscle memory. Junior golf teaches 2 economies, strokes and momentum. Close with flair and confidence compounds. Miss on the bold line and you pay in full. Lesson received, receipts kept. In Tempe, dominance becomes habit. 16 collegiate wins, 3 NCAA titles, 3 Haskins Awards on the trot, 4 straight years first team All-American. The numbers look inflated until you realize that's what greatness does to averages. In 1990, he becomes the first left-handed US amateur champion. Not a novelty act, top billing. Teammates remember the dusk sessions, wedges under lights, one-hop stops performed like card tricks. Coaches remember a player who preferred options. 2 orders. Amateur ever to win on the PGA Tour, and the last since. A door opens, it never quite shuts again. He signs his first pro card, and the trophy room starts to look crowded. San Diego roars, Pebbles sea spray, Sundays that feel like theatre with bunkers. The crowd relationship turns symbiotic, energy in, audacity out. But the majors, 4 stern examiners, keep their distance. The dreaded label arrives. Best player never to win one. Temporarily? Every era appoints a mirror. His roars. Tiger imposes order. Phil paints risk. This isn't a feud. It's a postgraduate seminar on control versus feel. In 2000, he holds a 6-event winning streak, a reminder that dynasties aren't dictatorships. Yet the majors remain stubborn. Pinehurst 99. Payne Stewart holds from distance. Phil learns he'll be a father. A loss by 1, a life by 1. The sport blends heartbreak with perspective and calls it character building. Bethpage 2002. Only 1 man under par, and it isn't him. The US Open begins to feel personal, like a house that keeps changing locks. Back 9, 31, 5 birdies in 7, 18 feet for absolution, and a hop that looked like flight. The label evaporates, the shoulders drop, somewhere a pundit eats his notes. 12 months later, the major tally doubles. The question sheds its if and tries on how many. Green jacket number 2, fewer theatrics, more control. Augusta respects patience. He pays in pars and collects in red. Then the bill arrives. Driver left, branches, tent kiss, short-sided bunker, over the green. He calls himself an idiot. He isn't. He's a gambler who finally drew the wrong card, in public. Winged foot becomes shorthand for his thesis. Accept risk, accept variance. Except that sometimes the timing is catastrophically impolite. Away from the ropes, life narrows the focus. Family health reframes the job. Priorities step forward. The body files its own complaints. He adapts because longevity isn't gifted. It's engineered. A bogey-free 67 and a run for the ages. Eagle, eagle, birdie. Then an embrace that outshines the jacket. Joy, properly earned, is Then a closing stretch that reads like a polite insult to doubt. 4 birdies in 6, signed 66. The final frontier bows, and the resume looks frighteningly complete. A profitable trade, a public complaint, repayments without admission, boundaries. The wagers weren't whispers, they were maths. According to Billy Walters' 2023 book Gambler, Phil allegedly wagered over $1 billion with losses near $100 million. In a 5-year stretch, 2010 to 2014, he allegedly fired 858 bets of $220,000 to win $200,000, and in 2011 alone, 3,154 bets, nearly 9 a day. A federal audit reportedly tallied about $40 million in losses from 2010 to 2014, a period when his annual income hovered around $40 million. The loudest allegation, an attempted $400,000 wager on the 2012 Ryder Cup while playing. Walters says he refused it with, "Remember Pete Rose?" Phil denies ever betting on the Ryder Cup. File it under allegation and denial as needed. But don't miss the headline. The same appetite for risk that thrilled galleries on short-sighted lies was, by multiple accounts, running full tilt off the course too. Kiwa's Ocean Course is a heartbreaker by design. He plays it like a card counter, press when the gusts exhale, throttle back when they bare teeth. At 50, nearly 51, he becomes the oldest major champion in history. Try to act surprised. The crowd certainly didn't. He says the quiet parts are loud. Saudi abuses acknowledged, leverage defended. Sponsors vanish like snacks at a clubhouse buffet. He apologises, vanishes, then returns as the face of a rival league, with cheques large enough to warrant their own postcodes. The establishment answers in kind. Elevated events, new money. Lawyers limber up. The map of men's professional golf redraws itself, with him inconveniently at the centre. Augusta again. Another Sunday surge under the pines. Circuits change, contracts change, opinions change. Closing, it seems, does not. Partnerships define the margins. On the bag, on the range, in the ear. Splits public and private. Advice taken or binned. Through it all, tinkering. Grinds, lofts, fields. Forever one audacious line from disaster, and one audacious swing from delight. To millions, he is the thumbs up, the 2-hour autograph queue, the wink that drains tension from a tee box. To skeptics, it's theatre. The truth, as usual, lives between extremes, where most of us keep our contradictions. From 1999 to 2023, Phil Mickelson finished second at majors 12 times. 12! That's not a fluke. That's a body of work. Silver-trimmed, stubbornly brilliant. 6 of those near misses came at the US Open, a full anthology of heartbreak, each edition with a different lead actor. At the PGA, the Open and the Masters, he took second twice. A total 12 seconds, 4 championships, and not once to the same man. That's the curious poetry of Phil's almosts, variety. Each runner-up was its own original. New course, new champion, same relentless Phil in the chase. Call it the greatest supporting role in major history. Played opposite 12 different stars. This is a career whose heights match its depths. A ledger balanced by trophies and scars. Both belong in the frame. Like the phoenix, he keeps turning up from the ashes, a little singed and utterly undeterred. Perhaps one more green jacket will tidy the ending for one of golf's greatest. Phil Mickelson, the people's champion, the gambler, the legend. Until then, the story remains in motion, between risk and reason, arithmetic and audacity, applause and argument. A left hand is still testing the edges of what's possible.